Hello everyone and welcome back to another vlog. Today we are in the gym at Revo Fitness Scarborough and I am with the jazzy Sean McClaney. So as you would have seen him in the last video, so I've asked Sean if he can train me once a week, and it's more just for that extra little bit of a push. I think it's good to have a personal trainer. I think that they can be really useful in your life. I was PT for 10 years, so obviously I believe in it, and I'm not just saying that as a coach, but even for me as a coach, it's nice to just have someone there because we get a bit lazy and we do all the stuff that we like. Even if we have a program, sometimes we get lazy in the movement patterns. So Sean's going to be there today to make sure that my glutes are really firing because we're doing a hamstring and glute focus workout, but my hammies tend to be quite dominant, so we're going to try to make sure that everything is more glute focused. So give yourself a little intro. Who are you? What you about? All that jazz.
I'm Sean McClaney. So I've been a trainer for, 2004, almost 14 years.
Old.
I'm old, yeah, older than my youthful skinny face portrays. But yeah, and I've done everything from powerlifting to bodybuilding to males and females all around the world. So I'm a nerd when it comes to education. I don't like to do like one style of training. I like to really try and hit everything. And I think one thing that, it's going to sound really shit, but a lot of guys don't know how to train girls. So it's one thing that I've kind of focused a lot on is how do you train a girl differently to a guy? And
ask me questions all the time.
But it's so annoying when guys, you hear some trainers and they're like, you just train a guy and a girl the same.
Yeah, you just get them to squat deadlift, and I'm like, do you?
Not even slightly the same. And you'll see things like dimensions are different on girls as well. Like you're going to have a wider Q angle, hip to knees. So we've got to work with things like that. Like Alice is quite long in her quads and short in her shins. Not freakishly, but so we have to...
Which makes me look tall.
But you have to work on a lot more external rotation to get into the glutes a lot more because the quads are so long. So little things like this, we'll go through some stuff today. Alice is very hammy dominant, so there's not going to be any knee flexion per se in this. I mean, you are when you're going to flex the knee in certain exercises, but it's going to be more hip extension dominant to really get more into the glutes because her hamstrings will fire when she does a bicep curl. So we don't really need to do too much of that.
Like if I do an RDL, I feel all hamstrings, no glutes. Same with the deadlift. Like everything is hammies, which is weird for a girl. Most girls are quads. Whereas my quads are actually quite weak compared to... You look at it from a squat and a deadlift, like my deadlift is much stronger than my squat. So it's obviously clear that my lower back and hammies are very strong and we have to get the glutes firing, which is really funny because when I used to sprint, obviously I was a sprinter before all of this, my quads were really strong, my hamstrings were really weak, and I used to tear them all the time. And I think it was from years of actually strengthening the hamstrings and focusing on that now they're super strong because it was all I did in the gym. I go do football leg curls, lying leg curls, all of this to stop the tears through the hammy, and now looks what's happening. We're the opposite, but
screwed yourself.
For bikini, again, they don't want massive quads. They would prefer you to have more mass on your hamstring and glute tie-in, so it's not a bad thing.
No. All right, let's get into it.
Okay.
Let's do it. Are you ready?
Yes. So what we haven't done, because our lovely videographer Jackson was a little bit late today, so I've already warmed up. I did 5 minutes just on the step mill, just nice and easy, and then I've already done hip mobility. I've already done some lower back and glute mobility, just a little bit of like side to side. My lower back's been a little bit tight this week. Just done a little bit of that, and I've done a few banded kickbacks, but we're going to go through a couple more of those. So there's a difference between mobility exercises and warm-ups, and I think that's important to explain. So what would you say is a warm-up?
For me, a warm-up in terms of, as in you haven't stepped in the gym.
Yeah, you just got in the gym,
So we don't all like to do it, but you have to do it. There has to be some form of getting the body temperature up, getting the heart rate up, getting the blood flow around the body. So if you jump in and jump straight on a foam roller, which a lot of people do, probably not the smartest thing to do. Like for me, it's get on a piece of cardio equipment.
Heart rate up.
Yeah, and make it functional to your session. So if you're going to do an upper body session, you're not going to go on the Stairmaster.
Get on the rower.
Yeah, exactly. Get on the rower, get on the cross trainer, get the resistance up. If we're doing a glute session and a leg session, get on the Stepmaster, the Stairmaster, whatever
you want to call it. Even go for a run.
Even go for a light jog, The spin bike, I like to get things a bit harder, get the whole body moving.
I like the step mill personally.
Step mill's
you really
awesome.
step and squeeze, and you're trying to actually
kicking that leg up, stretching the glutes. So that's your warm-up. Mobility is more of a case of you want to get the body used to what's about to happen. So you take it through all different angles. We're working around the hip joint, the knee joint, and the ankle, so it's good to mobilize and lightly stretch things like those areas. Like if we've got a really short hip socket, then we need to make sure everything's nice and stretched out in there. So I'm a big fan of quick warm-up and quick mobilizer. Don't spend half an hour, but do it properly and do it all
I would
different
say like
angles.
10 minutes. You can pretty much 5 minutes of cardio and like 5 to 10 minutes of mobility and like a warm-up set of whatever you're going to perform. You should be like good to go. I mean, obviously you're squatting or deadlifting, there'll be a few more warm-up sets. But if your first exercise is a single leg Bulgarian split squat, you're probably only going to need to do one warm-up set, get a feel for the weight, and then like get cracking. I think people fuck about too much in the gym. Like,
the better you mobilize as well, the less warm-up sets you have to do, and you can just get straight into working sets.
Alright, well, so today, obviously, we just want to get into it. We're not going to talk a lot about it. Sean will probably talk, I probably won't say a lot. Serious face, probably talk intra-set. But we're trying to get as much done in about 45 minutes. So it is 12:15 now. We're going to try to be done around 1 o'clock of the majority of my session. And then we're going to finish with some plyometrics outside, which I'll go through on my own, but Sean's going to take me through the strength component of this workout today.
Cool. So you've done some mobility already?
Yes, I've already done mobility. So I did some hip mobility. I already did some, like I said, some lower back mobility and some glute abduction stuff. So.
What we want to do, we want to work on different angles. So we want to work on lateral monster walks like this. I want you to keep your knees out, keep your hips back to stretch into the glutes, and then extend out with that leg and keep the tension on as you're walking that way.
What you don't want to do is this.
Yeah. So you're basically doing an active abduction and also an active adduction as well. You're trying to stop that knee internally rotating like that. So
yeah, I think the biggest mistake that my girls do with this is they go way too fast. So they're all trying to have a race to get down there, and you're like, it's a warm-up. You're trying to actually think about what you're squeezing, so it needs to be really controlled.
And it's a monster walk, so we'll get going. And we want to get about 1 minute in. I want to get the blood flowing. Take the band off, please. Right, frog pump. Okay, so I want you down here, pop your towel on the floor. So what I want to do is we're going to go feet together, but you actually just want your heels together. Come in as comfortably far as you can. You don't need to be right the way in because you'll stretch the quads too much. So what I tend to do is get down here and then walk myself in until it's kind of comfortable. Firstly, I'm chin up like this. So you get chin up, right down. If you get a sore neck, stick something behind here, okay? That comes down to whether if you have any hip pain or a really shallow hip socket, then you might not be able to do those. Some people can, some people can't. You can, you've got really good range of motion on the glute.
So at the moment, this is my third glute session of the week, so my lower back has been a little bit tight and I've been a bit slack in my mobility. So that's why I made sure I did extra today. And I basically do one heavy session on a Monday, so I did like heavy, like 150 kilo hip thrust. And then my second session is kind of moderate reps, and today's higher reps and lighter. Because obviously if I did 3 heavy glute sessions back to back, you're not going to be able to duplicate that every second day, especially when you're dieting and your recovery is a bit crap. So that's the way that we're kind of keeping the glute training up without kind of taxing my body and being broken.
This comes back to you being hammy dominant. So what you've got to work on is really getting those hips back, stretch these glutes as far as possible, push into this bit here. So when you come out, lean into the outside glute and squeeze up. a single leg squeeze. Perfect. For hip extension, high reps. You're 15 to 20. I think on this warm-up, it should be good for 20. There's one leg. So hook one leg out, put it on the back. Yep. Perfect. Try your hardest not to pull through here. Just keep a bit of a curl on there. Just a bit. Full extension and then up and squeeze. What you're trying to do is lift not from here. You're trying to pull from this one working leg here. And then squeeze on the glute. Squeeze, hold, yep. Really hard. Single leg and double leg is so different. Good. Yeah. So I want you more of a pump on this one rather than a squeeze. We'll still try and hit 15 to 20 reps. So it's the same thing. We want to keep the knee quite soft as you're coming in. Stretches the glute. And really push back. Try and touch that wall back there. Good.
Especially being superset like this, so 3 exercises, make sure you rest between legs.
I think people think you have to go bang bang.
Because if you're standing like that, your other leg's going to be doing a bit of work to stabilise the one on the floor. So
the worst one is when you do like a single leg lunge back and you're hitting that same leg again and again and again, and you go straight into that other leg.
Or Bulgarian.
You'll be screwed. So not Bulgarians. Straight from one leg to the next, it's burning and stretching.
And if you also think about it, like this glute, I can still feel it pump, and now I'm going to be stabilising on it, so you're still going to be feeling it a bit.
Left foot on the floor, right hand on the bar, which means that she can push into that hip. See that tension's going that way as well as backwards. We got 20 last time, we're going to get 20 again. There's a few wobbly ones on, so we'll hard and try and get 15 to 20. If you can get 18, 16, 17, 18.
Get super wobbly, put the weight on the outside of your foot. So you don't want to be, some people really wobble around on single leg. And you just think about pushing onto the outside of your foot and through your heel.
Push your 7. 7, going up again. Squeeze, give me one more. That's nice, good reps. Good. They keep looking like that, we'll get hit, stretch the glutes, squeeze the glutes. Rotate, stretch, and squeeze. Every hip extension exercise, that's what you're looking at. If you think about it, she's lying on a floor at the moment. This is the bottom of the hip thrust. That's the top of the hip thrust. You see, she doesn't push through because then she pushes it onto the lower back. There's still a slight bend on there, but it's all in the hips and squeezing. Now we're going to get back into it. It is a balance thing. Sometimes just quickly readjust. Get a short rest. Give me 8 reps. 8 good reps.
I never know what to do with this arm.
Yeah, I got a hand on here. One of them. Keep it smooth. Oh, it's strong in that hammy as well. They're starting to fatigue. See him shaking. She's got one more rep. That's perfect. Oh, it's good. Drop it down. See, we're filming this in real time. Let's push the 5 in. Last set. 1, 2, 3. Go on. Little pulses. 1. Go. You got 1 in. Right? Pulse it.
My butt's cramping.
Last set. You can do that.
Push to a crab. I did that once. Athletics. I was like, oh, I'll just do a sprint. Calf starts cramping. Keep running. Rip the calf like completely off. End of my running career.
Do that hand. Last set of this. See if you can push the frame. Moving on to the next.
So we just did 3 sets of 3 exercises, 15 to 20 reps on most of them, except the back extension was about 12 reps. Again, I wouldn't recommend this to a beginner. I know it looks easy, but if you're a beginner, I would definitely recommend separating the exercises, not doing them as a big, massive superset, so you can really focus on contraction. Because like I said, even for me, I got a bit fatigued in my lower back at the end there. So I would just break the sets up, obviously with your time poor, but what I would recommend is, like Sean said before, you might want to hit like a hip extension and a hip flexion movement to take that weight off your back. So what I mean by that would be, say, supersetting a kickback and a lunge. So something where you're flexing at the knee and something where you're extending at the knee is going to put a lot less pressure on your lower back. But again, if you are more advanced, then definitely try this style of a circuit, or you may even want to switch out the back extension for a bilateral back extension. So both feet.